Hello everyone, my name is Rahim Sheikh and I welcome you to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to discuss future continuous tense. It is going to be very easy. I will explain this tense in the easiest way. But I will recommend you to watch my previous videos in which I explained all the basics which you need to understand a tense perfectly. Okay. So please go and watch my previous videos, then only watch this video. If you haven't watched previous videos, so few things will be there which I will not be explaining in this video. Now let's start with future continuous tense. So in the name only you will find three words. Okay, what are those? Future continuous tense. In upcoming time we will discuss about these three words. First, let's see when to use this tense. Okay, when to use. So in each video you may have seen that first we are discussing when to use, means whatever tense are there. So first we are seeing the usage. After that the different structures like positive structure, negative structure, and in the last we see the interrogative structure of a tense. Okay, of sentence. Now here see when to use. There is only one and which is very important use to talk about. To talk about the actions which will be happening, which will be happening at specific time in the future, at specific time in the future, in the future. So this is the very important use of future continuous tense. Now see, future means in upcoming time. In upcoming time, continuous means it will be continuing. It will be continuing. That action will be continuing. So wow, when to use? To talk about the actions which will be happening at specific time in the future. Okay. So whenever we are talking about the present continuous tense, means the action which is happening now. Now we went to the future. The action which will be continuing at specific time in the future. In the future, to tell about that action we use future continuous tense. Future continuous tense. So with the examples you will get better understanding. Okay. At 8 o'clock tomorrow I will be going to school. I will be going to school. Now see, at 8 o'clock. So this is specific time, right? At 8 o'clock. So this is specific time in the future. So at this time one action must be in the progress. In the progress, to tell about that action we use future continuous tense. Okay, to tell about that action we use future continuous tense. So this is the use of future continuous tense. Now let's see the different structures. First we are going to discuss positive structure, and after that we will see negative structure, and in the last we will see verbal and WH questions. Okay, so first positive sentences. Positive sentences. So in every video I'm explaining that what is the positive, and even you can say affirmative sentences. Okay, even if you get this affirmative sentence, positive sentence, both are same. Both are same. In few books you will find this affirmative. So here place is not enough, right? I'll write here affirmative. Affirmative sentences. Even if you are getting affirmative sentences or positive sentences, both are same. Now let's discuss the structure. Okay, first subject will be there. Okay, this is positive. In positive sentences always subject will be there at the first position. Now after that will be. So here what is the helping verb? Will be plus first form of, not first form here, first form of verb and object. So this is the structure of future continuous tense. Subject plus will be plus fourth form of verb plus object. So what you need to remember here, this will be part. Okay, this is the helping verb, and here see there are two words, but with the all the subjects we can use will be. Okay, a subject may be singular, plural. With all the subjects we can use will be as helping verb. There is no issue with that. Okay, and we discussed about shall. Okay, even shall can we can use shall with I and we, but no need of that. No one is using. Okay, first you understood this. Now let's discuss few examples. First, I will be I will be going to school at 8 a.m. I'll be going to school at 8 a.m. Okay, at specific time we are doing some action in the future. So to tell that action, we are using future continuous tense. What is the first example? This is subject, right? This is the helping verb. This is the fourth form of verb, and remaining part is object. I told you with be forms we always use fourth form of verb, right? This is be here. So now see, here we are using fourth form of verb. So if you understand like this, it is very easy to remember. Okay, I am telling you repeatedly. With have forms we use third form of main verb. With be forms we use fourth form of main verb. With do forms we use first form of main verb. So if you remember like this, it is very easy. You will crack all the tense and grammar easily. Now this is first example. Now let's see another example. She will be she will be writing at night. At She will be writing at night. So what is the example here? She will be writing at night. Now she is subject, will be is helping verb, fourth form of verb, and remaining part is object. Okay, now let's see. And see here you have to use will be after subject. Even here in the structure I have written, but you have to remember this. So few students, what they do, they use like she will writing be at night. This is wrong. You should not use like this. In positive structure, we use will be and together. Okay, she will be writing at night. Now let's see third example. Rani will be reading a book. Rani will be reading a book at 5 o'clock. Sometime you can specify here. Okay, I am not writing. Rani will be reading a book. Rani is subject. Will be is a helping verb. Reading first form of verb, and remaining part is object. Now let's take one more example. They will be fighting. They will be fighting for a pen. They will be fighting for a pen. Okay, usually boys will do. They will fight for anything. So what is the example here? They will be. I missed one here, right? Be. They will be fighting for a pen. They will be fighting for a pen. Now see here. This is singular subjects, right? And here this is plural subject. Even for the plural subject, we are using will be helping verb. So this is the thing you have to remember. In simple present tense, in simple past tense, we are not in a simple past tense. Only in simple present tense. For singular we are using different helping verb. For plural we are using different helping verb. So if you practice, you will get it. Okay, here there is no need of that, because here only one helping verb is there. Okay, that is will be for all the subjects. So this is all about positive sentences. Okay, so now let's move to the negative sentences in future continuous tense. Now let's discuss the negative sentences in future continuous tense. Okay, negative sentences. So here only we need to add not. Okay, first subject, after that will, after that not, plus be plus fourth form of verb plus obj means object. Okay, now see, not we are adding in between will and be. This thing you have to remember. What few students will do, they will add this not after be, but it is wrong structure. What is the correct structure? Subject plus will plus not. Okay, after be plus fourth form of verb and in the last obj. So whenever there are two helping verbs, okay, just remember like this. Whenever there are two helping verbs, like there will be will have, we will see, will have, or what is there, will be. So whenever we form negative sentences for this, we use not in between, not here, not after this. In between only we use, and even have been, has been, had been, had been. So here between, in between we have to use not, not after this been. Okay, a lot of people make this mistake because they think that these two words are one only, and after that we have to use not. So but it is not wrong, it is wrong. Had, has been, have been. So where you have to use not, the in this place. Okay, not here, not here. So if you remember like this, it is very easy to remember. Okay, so I'm explaining each and everything. Please watch with 100% attention and try to make a note whatever I'm writing on the board. Okay, no one is going to explain like this. It is very important. So you understood where you have to write the not in this structure in negative sentences, after will and before be. Okay, subject plus will plus not plus be plus first form of verb plus object. Now let's see the examples. First example, she will not be. She will not be coming to school. Coming to school. Here I am not specifying time. You understood? Every time we have to specify time, and now I am not writing that. You have to assume any time here at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night. Okay, like this you can assume. So here see, this is subject, this is will, and after that not. Okay, between, in between will and be. Here be is there and this is not. Okay, this part is important. After that first form of verb and remaining part is object. So it is very easy, right? Now let's take another example. They will not, they will not be attending the party. Attending the party. They will not attend, they will not be attending the party. Okay, they, this is subject, will not be. Okay, not in between will and be. After that attending the party, fourth form of verb and object. Now let's see the another example. So here Rahul will not be reading a book. Rahul will not be reading a book. Okay, now you have to comment it down. What is the subject? What is the helping verb here? What is the main verb? And what is the object? Okay, so if you are watching with 100% attention, you have to write that. So let's take one more example. That what subject should I take? Girls. Girls are, not are. This is future, right? Will not be. Will not. Girls will not be writing their homework. Usually this happens with boys, right? Girls will not be writing homework. Usually this will happen with the boys, not with the girls, but I have taken only example. So here one more will take a boy. A boy will not be playing. Will not be playing. These both are the contradictory sentences. A boy will not be. Here I made one mistake. Will not be playing a game. Nowadays all the boys are playing only games. Okay, they are purchasing mobiles only for playing the games. Okay, now you understood this negative sentences in future continuous tense. What is the structure? Subject plus will not plus be plus first form of verb plus object. What are the example? She will not be coming to school. Okay, they will not be attending the party. Rahul will not be reading a book. Girls will not be writing homework. A boy will not be playing a game. A boy will not be playing a game. So these are the examples. This is the structures, and try to write your own sentences. At least 10 sentences you should write following with this structure, and you should revise in a week. Okay, at least one time you should revise it in a week, and this is how you are going to master this tense. Okay, after this we are going to discuss verbal questions, and in the last we will discuss the WH questions. Now let's discuss the verbal questions in future continuous tense. So you know what does mean by verbal question, right? So whenever a question starts with any helping verb, it is called as verbal question. Okay. So what is a helping verb here? That is will be, right? But you have to differentiate. Now you will see what is the structure. Okay, will plus subject plus be plus fourth form of verb plus object. Okay, so this is the structure for verbal questions in future continuous tense. So what one thing you have to remember here. So whenever you get the composite helping verb, okay, like will be, shall be, or will have. So whenever you form negative sentences, not you should use in between. Whenever you frame a verbal question or you frame WH questions, so these subjects come in between of that two helping verbs. Examples. Okay, had been is there, right? So whenever you are forming any WH question using had been, means this is past perfect continuous tense example, right? We use these two helping verbs in past perfect continuous tense. So let's talk about this. Whenever you are framing any question, verbal questions using had been. So how you will frame? Had she been? Had she been doing her homework since morning? Doing her homework. Now this part is not important. Leave about this part. Okay, what we are discussing here, this helping of subject. Now subject is coming in between. So whenever there are two helping verbs in verbal questions or in WH questions, what you need to remember, the subject always come in between these two helping verbs. Okay, so it will not come after these two helping verbs, it will come in between whenever there are two helping verbs, okay, in a sentence. So always in verbal questions and WH questions, use the subject in between of that two helping verbs. That is the thing you need to remember here. So I have taken one example. Even you can take have been, has been, will have been. We are going to discuss these future helping verbs in upcoming videos, but whatever we have completed about those I am talking here. So up to this you understood, right? How you have to remember all this, and you have to practice a lot. Once you practice, then automatically you will remember that. So now see examples. First example, will will he be will he be walking in the morning? In the morning, question mark, because this is question. Now see, this is will, this is subject, this is be. So here subject came in between two helping verbs. Okay. After that fourth form of verb, and after that object. So this is the structure. What is the example? Will he be walking in the morning? Okay. Now let's take another example. A child. This should be interrogative, right? WH. Will a child be crying? Be crying at 9 o'clock, at 9 p.m. So usually what happens at 9, students, not students, children cry, right? So what is the example? Will a child be crying at 9 p.m.? So here will is helping verb, a child is subject, and be is helping verb. So this a child subject is in between will and be. So remaining part, this is the first form of verb, this part is object. Okay, this is the second example. Now let's talk about third example. Will a teacher be teaching? Will a teacher be teaching at 8 a.m.? What is the answer? Okay, one more thing. You can answer this question with yes and no. I forgot to tell you that this is verbal question, right? You can give the positive or negative answer for this question. What is the first question? Will he be walking in the morning? What is the positive answer? Yes, he will be walking in the morning. What is the negative answer? No, he will not be walking in the morning. He will not be walking in the morning. Will not be. Okay. So not will come in between two helping verbs. Even in the verbal questions, this what we say, subject will come in between two helping verbs. This is how you have to remember. Now second question, will a child be crying at 9 p.m.? Yes, a child will be crying at 9 p.m. Negative, no, a child will not be crying at 9 p.m. So like this you have to write remaining questions answers. Okay. Now let's talk about fourth question. Will the students be studying? Will the students be studying? Now sometimes object is not important. Okay, even if you don't mention, that is not anything. Okay, so even if you don't write, it's fine. It's fine. So last example, not with, this should be will. Okay. Will the boys playing, will the boys be playing in the ground? Okay, this is the last example. Now let's discuss the WH questions. Okay, WH questions. So this is the structure of verbal questions, right? And now only we have discussed this verbal question. So what is the structure for verbal question? Will plus subject plus be plus first form of verb plus object. Now whenever we are discussing WH questions, so we are just adding WH words before the verbal question. The same will go here. Okay, the same we are going to do here. So this is the verbal question structure, right? So what we are going to do here at the first position, we are going to add the WH word. Okay, first WH word will be there, after that will, followed by subject, after that be, after that full form of verb, and in the last object. So this is going to be WH questions structure in future continuous tense. Okay, now see the examples. So whenever I am teaching you anything, any structure, any example, so you should understand that how this structure is working. I am even telling you the logic how we are forming structures. Okay, whenever you are taking any WH questions, so first WH word will be there, after that helping verb will be there. If there are two helping verbs, so subject will come in between these two helping verbs. So these all things if you understand, so you will play with tense. Okay, Now take the first example. What will she be doing today? What will she be doing today evening? Okay, today evening. Question. So see here, this is WH word, right? Followed by will. After that, subject. After that, this be. This is also a helping verb. This will be is helping verb here, right? There are two helping verbs, will and be. So subject will come in between of these two helping verbs. After that, fourth form of verb, and in the last, object. You understood how this structure is going to be working in future continuous tense? Now let's take another example. Why will they be listening us? Why will they be listening us? Why will they be listening us? So here this is WH word followed by helping verb. After that, subject, be, first form of verb, and object. Okay, now let's take another example. How will the student be reacting on this surprise? Okay, this much only I'll write. Remaining part you can add. Okay, objects you can add. Even if you write up to the main verb, that's fine. So how will the student be reacting? How will the student be reacting? So what can be the answer? So you have to comment it down. So here WH word followed by helping verb, after that subject, be plus fourth form of verb. Okay, let's take one last example. Where will the dog be barking? Where will the dog be barking? Okay, so here what is the WH word? That is where, followed by helping verb. What is the subject here? The dog. After that, be and fourth form of verb, that is barking. So you understood this structure of WH questions in future continuous tense, and these are few examples. What is the first example? What will she be doing today evening? Why will they be listening us? How will the student be reacting? Where will the dog be barking? Okay, these are the few example questions, and you have to frame few questions by yourself, and you have to practice that. And whenever you are writing something, read loudly. Okay, while writing, read loudly. And after that, this is all about future continuous tense. So what you need to remember here? Here we have two helping verbs, that is will be. Okay, in positive we are using at the same tense. Okay, but in negative, not will come in between these two helping verbs, right? In verbal questions, or you can say in interrogative sentences. So whenever we are framing any questions in future continuous tense, this subject will come in between these helping verbs. Okay, subject will come in between these two helping verbs. And so this is all about future continuous tense. I hope you like this video. Please do subscribe my channel and click the bell icon so that you will get notifications whenever I upload new video. Thank you for watching my video.